Welcome, 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 you lovely, lovely people. Oh, wait, let's do that. There we go.
There we go.
And almost messed that up. Welcome, 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 everybody. How are you all doing? Let's start off with. Last week we started off with the ladies, right?
I think so.
I think so.
Okay, let's start off with the men. Oh crap! This pen doesn't work. Fuck me. There we go. Men first. Okay. Sean, how's your week been, buddy?
Been okay. Preparing to go back to college tomorrow. Writing India, and literally at the end of the month, so it's quite a stressful time.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting there. Still a lot of work to do in terms of that, but hopefully, we end at the start of November, and that means I've got until like the 22nd of November, December off before I go to Durban,
Mm-hmm.
and then only start school again in like the end of Jan. So
Oh,
a lot of
nice.
time to actually prepare for next year, but not only that, stream a lot more.
There we go. Nice. What have you been streaming lately, or didn't you really stream?
I haven't had the chance because, again, as you see, I'm back at Popo's place, and I literally set up my PC about 20 minutes before we started streaming.
Okay, cool. And second class elitist, John Andrews, aka W. Adam Clark.
I'm dying.
You're dying.
I'm ill today, but I'm here because I didn't want to upset the fans. So,
Of course, of course.
I made it to the chair. The lights are on so everybody can see. The shades are on so that I can't. And
We're not going to go into detail with that. And Theodora, how's your week been?
My week's been good. I had my hair done. Don't know if you've noticed.
We did.
We're men. We don't notice these things.
I was gonna say something when I came.
are your tips going to be invisible when you activate your blue screen?
No,
Great.
no, it's not. But I need to redo it. It's supposed to be purple, not blue. But anyway,
Make it blue, and then you have like two
can I
freaking
get an extra haircut?
holes. Yeah,
In
you
your
get two
shoulders.
holes in your shoulders. Yeah.
Don't listen to them, Lena.
No.
I mean, people told me to do my beard green. I'm like, no, no.
Green goes to yellow.
Yes.
And games. What have you been doing?
I played a lot of Jackbox games recently with my community. That was a whole lot of fun. And yeah, just Overwatch and some ESO and a little bit of Guild Wars 2 today. Actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because
to play
ESO
it.
had maintenance this morning.
Yes, it had damn maintenance, so I had to go play something else.
Yeah, I don't
Awful.
even play that game, and I'm like, oh, cool, they've got maintenance, yay! And Minime.
I've been doing nothing. I don't think
Okay.
I've streamed in a while, so just
Just chilling. Okay, cool.
Fair
just chilling.
UGM?
I've been fucking doing 7 Days to Die again.
I hate you.
I did some of that over the weekend. I did 8
Yeah.
hours of 7 to die.
And
With the
It hasn't
updates.
changed.
no updates yet. No, the updates are probably coming this weekend or the weekend thereafter. I'm hoping for the weekend thereafter because then I can actually stream it. But yeah, no, I'm actually. It's quite cool because how I run 7 Days to Die is I play it for like 2 months straight, and then I take about a 6-month breather, and then I come back into it. And every time I do that, it's like, ooh, I'm finding new ways to enjoy the game again. I'm giving it about 2 or 3 more streams, then I'm going to be fed up again with it. Then I'm like, let's wait for the update to come out. And Legends of Aria, I've reached the point in where that everybody reaches in all MMOs, is you love the solo content, and then you realize, now I need people with me. Now I need to make friends. Why, oh, why do I need to make friends to play a massively multiplayer online game? I don't
If I
know.
wanted to have friends, I wouldn't be playing video games.
I like this second class elitist. I like this. I don't know what meds you're taking, but fucking keep taking them.
everybody froze for a second. Okay.
Yeah, it's for me too.
We're
I got
back.
worried.
Are we back? Okay.
We're back. I was like, oh my god.
the
Like, I stood still. I was like, am I frozen too? I don't know. Should I try? Oh, I'm fine.
cameras keep on flashing. I don't know. Let's call it a Discord problem.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Now, quickly, before we continue on with the thing, you, dear viewer, you can welcome to City of Thorns, first of all, and you can support us in multiple ways. You can go over to patreon.com/City of Thorns, if I can just spell correctly in chat. You can check us out on YouTube. You could also, all your donations during the show will go towards the cast members' costs, the cat costs, as people sometimes call it. And yeah, but the best way to support us is through your eyes or telling everybody you know about us. Go hit that retweet button on anyone you follows thing. I hope you all sent out your tweets.
To Twitter.
And yeah, obviously by watching, that's the best support you could give us. And yeah, welcome to City of Thorns, a game about personal and political horror. Just a quick thing, the people playing the characters. The characters are bad people, or bad monsters. So, vampires, duh. And sometimes we touch on subjects or topics that could be uncomfortable. And if ever you feel uncomfortable, step away from the computer for a while, come back later, or just don't watch. We will not hold it against you. Some topics are going to be triggering for some people, especially tonight's first thing. I have spoken about the cast about it, so they don't know what's going to happen, but we've organized things, workarounds to this. And yeah, personal and political horror. Here we go. Can you guys remember what happened last week? Anyone? Should I start calling out names?
Stuff
Please don't
happened. No one died.
That's actually really
No one died.
true.
No one died.
And we didn't fuck up anything.
Actually,
To be
what
fair, I
did?
don't think we actually engaged in any like combat last week.
Yeah,
so
last week was
it would have been a lot harder to
last
die.
week was all about character interaction. Which was,
I remember
Last
what
week
I
was
did.
recovery time.
yeah.
Oh, Lena's got it.
I remember.
Yeah.
I bought Olivia new shoes. We went to the mall and we
God.
got
All
new
right.
shoes.
At least they were shoes Olivia could enjoy, and not your red stiletto knee-high boots.
and Mr. Andrew surprised us with his knowledge of boots.
Oh yes, that is very true. He's a very classy man. Oh, and also he got a date. Did you ever call
Yes.
him back?
I don't think we got there in the episode.
What else do you remember?
Olivia finally had the balls to go and interact with her sister. Chug, chug, chug.
And cannot forget about the dude with
What happened?
the
Explain to us
skeleton
what happened in that interaction. You
With,
interacted with
Emery.
her? You interacted with her? Did something happen during or after?
Yeah, she definitely was not the sister she remembered. She had changed. There was something it was like she was not there. Something else had taken over. Like she kept saying, you know, what was it? Like, we'll be free. No, they will be free. The thing she kept repeating.
Hmm.
I can't remember what it was now. I feel so bad. But then like she started glowing, like the scar on her hand from 15 years ago wasn't 15 years ago. I don't know how long it was ago. 8. There you
Oh,
go.
no, it was
So-
longer. It was
no,
when
it
you were
was-
kids.
it was
Yeah, it's when we
longer.
were
It was
kids,
when we
yeah.
were kids. 'Cause
I'll
it was
take care of
15
it.
years ago.
That's what you kept saying. I'll take care of it.
Yeah, that. But yeah, 15 plus. Well, it was when she was 13. She cut her hand open.
Mhm.
So it started glowing, and then she disappeared. And then I went to go find her, and then she was in front of the guy that the other group had seen. The group had seen where he had, what was it, Grim?
well, not Grim, but like a skeletal thing that was controlling him essentially. Like taking a hold of his emotions and using it to control him. That's at least my speculation towards it.
Um,
And her camera froze.
Whoa.
Are we okay? Are we okay?
Oh,
we're flickering back.
We're going to do a lot of bouncing today, it seems.
Yeah, it looks like it,
Is
yeah.
it your encoder, Zephyr?
What encoder?
Hmm.
For stream? Does it
Um,
not say you dropping or
I'm not dropping
Okay.
at all. No.
interesting? But yeah, so Leia came in and stabbed the dude, and then Emery embraced him with a hug, and then Leia just walked out, looked at John Andrews, and was like, "If I found out it was one of you," and then walked out. And then the bartender started telling us about what had happened to his best of knowledge. And then Emery sat down at the bar, told off the hoary slut who had been making her rounds,
Mhm.
and and then she asked Olivia to sit down with her.
Is there
And then
something
Olivia did.
specifically she did to the dude?
It was pretty specific.
Don't you remember she basically knocking him out?
Oh yeah, she slammed his. Did she slam the head?
She took his head. The back of the seats had like the back of the seat area. She took his head and she slammed it against that. Yeah.
She's definitely not the Emery
Yeah.
Olivia knew.
There's a reason why she did all of that. Reason which may or may not become clear tonight.
Because she's a loony.
Hey, my sister.
Runs in the family.
You wonder why we don't get along.
It's like,
You
boom,
wonder
and then it was
why.
right there. Couldn't have set that any easier for me.
Oh god.
So the scene opens up with Emery sitting at the bar. The bartender frantically trying to wake the dude up, phoning someone. And she sits there for about 10 minutes. All quiet and everything. If you guys want to interact with her, you can. But before we do, I need to roll a D100 if I remember correctly. Yeah. And make a note. Ooh.
okay, that's not a good start.
Ooh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
To anybody in chat, it will possibly be revealed later what that D100 was for specifically.
Yes. One of
With
three.
that kind of response from this alpha, it's probably going to be revealed.
And we're not gonna like it.
Nope.
Stunned silence is in the bar. The guys outside that bought you your drink, they're still going on as if nothing happened. And about after 10 minutes, I mean, if you guys want to do anything or whatever, 10 minutes will be given to you, or a section or a scene will be given to you. Emery is sitting there. She looks tired, basically. Music. Thank you. Music.
Did you read the intro? I'm very confused.
No, the intro is actually gonna happen now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm like,
This is like, the intro is actually gonna happen now, you know, it's...
Okay.
And they take the guy away. Someone comes and picks him up and they drive off. Not really consequential for any of you. And Emery finds herself, or she seems to notice everybody around her. And she looks at you, Olivia. And she says, as she looks at each of you, and if you're not close to her, she'll call you all over. And she asks, are you ready for this?
Depends what this is gonna turn into.
Okay.
suppose.
Okay, before we do this, we just need to get the other patrons out of here. I believe Theodora would be able to
Yes.
help us there.
You want me to get them to go?
Yes,
Easy.
please,
I can do that. Excuse
please.
me, 1 second.
Fine.
Attention!
Finally, you can roll your presence and everything.
Everybody, can I have your attention, please? I, Theodora St. Clair, have decided that I'm going to have a private party here. Unfortunately, you people are not invited. And this is happening right now. So could you please all just kindly disappear?
Cool. Roll me its presence and let's do
Presence. Yeah.
a presence and
It should be either. No, wait. Is it presence?
and
It's
just
compel, isn't it? Compel.
it's compel. Yeah, but what do you roll for?
Compel is dominate, so it would be. Compel is charisma, dominate versus intelligence and resolve.
Let me just
So it's
quickly.
charisma and.
Well, first of all, okay, cool. You've grabbed their attention, so it's what is it exactly? It versus
Intelligence and resolve. So charisma.
intelligence and resolve. Okay, cool. Roll your charisma and dominate for me, please. I'm gonna-
Everybody needs to go.
I'm gonna give you an extra success of the way you handled it, how you spoke about it. Luckily, these are just mere mortals. They are not prepared for this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, madam. Yeah, sure. We'll go. Let us finish our drinks first." And the other guy, one guy looks at him and is like, "No, we down this or we leave our drinks." And they all down their drinks and they scoot off into the night.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good evening. Goodbye.
And one guy runs up to you and gives you a piece of paper and runs off. His number.
Bye.
You're racking in the boys.
Once all of that happens, Emery chuckles a little bit. And she looks over at Delphine. She's like, maybe you could stand watch outside? And Delphine looks a bit and she's like, am I allowed to... She's like, yes, you are allowed to. And you see Delphine walking out, go to the car, and open up the trunk, the boot. American and South African English. Opens up the boot, and she's busy there for a few minutes. She comes out. She feels she comes when she closes the boot. She seems more self-assured of herself, and she goes stands outside the door. The bartender Dylan walks around, closes the door, locks the door, makes sure everything is locked down, and he goes behind the bar again, and he waits expectantly. And Emery turns to you and say, to tell this story properly, I will need your blood. And she looks at you. What's your facial expression say when she says, I will need your blood?
Because it's my sister. I already started doing like getting ready to kill
Okay,
myself.
no. She stops. She's like, no, wait. Okay, cool. She knows you're gonna do it. She looks at the others.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna
My
need to
blood?
know what for before we go any further with that.
I'll tell you this. My blood will also be given. And it will be the exact same amount as all of your blood. So, and I will start.
Yourself in the you stabbing yourself in the heart with a stake doesn't mean I'm going to want to too.
It's like that whole thing about your mom screaming at you, if they jumped off a bridge with you too. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't? Okay, cool. It's basically just to tell you what's been going on and why the things happened that happened tonight. It's a very simple thing. It'll take you into my memories. As if you weren't, as if you are watching them. Most of the people that I've done this before said, well, the one person said it's like watching a movie.
Oh, so you mean
Kind of like the scene in Harry Potter, guys, when he uses Dumbledore's memory portal. Come on, guys, just please.
All right, fuck it.
Okay, cool. And Theodora?
Theo?
It's for Olivia. I'll do it.
And again, John? I mean, you could stand outside.
If this kills me, I am going to haunt you forever.
No, it won't. It's only one hunger's worth of blood that you need to give, technically. Enough blood to give you one hunger. But before you do
it's
anything,
not the amount of blood loss that concerns me. It's things that can be done with blood once it's freely given that concerns me.
She understands. She says, she nods. She's like, yes, but this is completely harmless. No harm shall come to you because of this, unless you let the beast out.
Says the person that I just met.
Yeah, trust me.
That doesn't help.
She looks over at Dylan. She chuckles a bit as you say, that doesn't help. She's like, Dylan, bring the bowl and the cups. She looks around. Yeah, 5 should suffice. And Dylan goes to the back to fetch these things. You do have time to think this over. It's going to take a few minutes for her to prepare stuff and everything. But you've already made your choice, so that's cool. Dylan comes out a few minutes later with an iron bowl about yay big. And on the inside of this bowl, he puts it down, and on the inside of this bowl is a pentagram that is positioned in such a way, so it's like basically you can take it out and you can put it in, the pentagram itself. The pentagram is removable, but it fits snugly in the bowl. Its edges, the 5 corners, touches basically the bowl about an inch deep. The bowl is about yay deep. Okay, so it's like a really big thing. And she takes the bowl and the cups, which I will get to description soon. And she goes to one of the tables, specifically the table where the guy sat earlier tonight. And she puts the bowl down in the middle. And she takes a chair and she positions it there. She takes 2 chairs. One for her and one obviously for Olivia, and positions it around the bowl, or around the table. The outside of the bowl have, like, you know, those wave patterns, but they intersect? Mm-hmm. Have that. And at each point where the pentagram's corner touch, it looks like there's a line that goes down to the bottom of the bowl. Like, the line continues, and you believe it continues to the bottom. Okay, so the line goes like that. Straight lines. The cups that she hands to each of you are made of clay, and it looks like half of that infinity symbol, you know, the sideways 8, is etched into them, or imprinted into these clay cups. She looks at Dylan. She looks over her back. She looks at Dylan. Once this starts, 15 minutes, and you know what to do. Dylan just nods. And she's like, come, grab a seat. She motions to all of you. I guess, Olivia, you basically just sat down next to her. Yeah. Tell me if you're not taking a seat or whatever. If you're not taking a seat, she's going to tell you you're going to need to sit down for this.
I'm gonna take a seat at the bar.
At the bar?
Or close to where they are. I'm assuming everybody's sitting at the bar.
No, they're sitting around the table in front of the bar.
table.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So
Yeah.
I guess I'll take a seat there then.
Okay, cool.
I'll sit next to Theo.
And John?
I'll sit somewhere.
You'll just sit around the table somewhere. Okay. Okay, cool. What she does next, she takes her cup, takes her finger, slits her wrist in a weird shape, and she starts dropping. Blood starts flowing into the cup. Everybody, wits and awareness, please. And this is going to let you see two things.
Ooh.
1, 2. Did everybody roll?
Waiting for me.
I don't know why it only rolled 2 dice, though. It's like it didn't do the stat.
Wits and awareness.
Yeah,
Awareness
that's what I
wits,
hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did it
Sean
roll?
did the same thing.
Did it roll properly for you or not?
Rolled properly for me, I guess. I
No.
got a lot.
Yeah, it rolled properly for you.
5 dice for Theo and Liv. 2 dice for me and John.
Yeah, I did it again, and it still only did 2 dice.
Do you not have like maybe superficial or something?
I have wits of 2 and awareness of 2, which should roll 4.
It should 4, yeah. So it's cool. The hunger affects your. Remember
Oh,
the
yeah,
hunger
but
that you
you-
have. Yeah.
Takes over those two.
Ah, right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Okay, got it.
Okay, for those of you
My bad.
on 2 successes or less. So that's basically John and Sean, right? No,
And
No,
the
my
other
original roll was 3
it was
successes.
3
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm the only one with 1.
with 1. Okay.
I've got 1 too.
Okay. Okay, Sean.
Mm.
This is just what you see. Everybody sees this, basically. It's as if there's golden flecks of gold in her blood as she pours it into the cup. And she pours it into the cup and she continues on pouring it into the center of this pentagram outline. And you see it more prominently there. Flecks of gold. Yeah. That's what all of you see. Sean, that's the only thing that you see. For the rest of you, you look at this and something catches your eye. And one of you looked up and then everybody looked that way except Sean, because Sean is just looking at the golden flecks. And there's a shadowy figure with a scythe resting next to him, reading a book. He's dressed in a black cloak. Hood is pulled over his face, and you can see skeletal hands reading a book. It's not threatening at all. It's not imposing. He's just sitting there as if he's reading a book. And the moment all of you focuses on him, he just looks up, and you see 2 blue dots looking back at you. Shining blue dots. From where you imagine his eyes would be. And he fades away. Next bit, she looks at you, Olivia. Pour your blood into the cup. And she pours it into one of the corners. And she continues on doing it with everybody. Now, every time she fills in a corner, the wave patterns starts filling up with blood on the outside of the bowl. It starts filling in with red. And once she's finished with all of that, once the wave patterns are completed, the stripes going down, the blood flows down in there to the bottom of the bowl. well, seemingly to the bottom of the bowl. And she starts mumbling the next phrase. Nos iter praeteritum. Nos iter praeteritum. Nos, and smoke starts bubbling from this thing. The blood basically disappeared, but there's smoke pouring out of the bowl. And with each time that she repeats this phrase, her voice becomes more, it grows more and more intense. And with the final bit, she screams it almost as if in pain. Nos iter praeteritum! And then everything falls silent. There's a cloud of smoke hanging around the bowl. And you find yourself in a dark, dark room. You're enveloped in total darkness and deathly silence. The only thing is a slight smell of cigarettes, alcohol, sweat, and a hint of vomit. The darkness slowly fades away, and all of you find yourself in a bar. All of you recognize it is Mystic Boer, probably at a different stage, probably in the future, probably in the... You know it's Mystic Boer because of the layout. That's basically it. There's 4 bartenders tending the bar. It's a busy night. There's about 15 people on the dance floor. And you look around, and it's just you 4 standing there. You hear Emery's voice. This was the night. I had seen him before and had a couple of drinks with him. But this was the night. The entire scene in front of you freezes. Cigarette smoke being blown hangs in mid-air, as if waiting for a cue to continue on its trajectory. Liquid being poured freezes midway, and the patrons of this bar turns translucent, except for 2. A man, most likely in his late 20s, black short hair, bit of stubble on his face. His length close to about 2 meters or 6 feet. He is dressed in a black dress suit jacket, red shirt, red button-up shirt, black dress suit pants, obviously the shoes to go with it. And the scene is frozen as it looks like he's handing a shot to someone. And he's smiling. The one dimple on his face clearly present. You can see it. All of a sudden, the scene unfreezes. Smoke continues on its trajectory out of people's mouths. And both of them takes the shot. Both of the 2 people that weren't translucent. The other person, obviously, is Emery. Looking like she looks now. What she looks like now. Both of them takes the shot. They drop the shot glasses and they start kissing passionately. After this kiss, he moves towards the bar and orders 2 drinks. He passes through John on his way to the bar, as if John wasn't there. It's brandy and coke. He returns to the dance floor, hands Emery 1 drink, and they continue on dancing, with her grinding up against him. The scene freezes once again, and then almost as quickly as it froze, it speeds up, with both of them kissing, drinking about 4 drinks, including 3 more shots. The scene dissipates in front of you, and you find yourself on a street. You look around, and you know you're in front of Mystic. But you're behind 2 people, the guy in the black dress suit, and a woman, obviously Emery, clearly drunk, leaning against him for support, and they're moving down the street. Probably to a car, because there's rows of cars on each side of the road. Again, the scene dissipates, and you see Emery being put into a bed. And the man keeps on reassuring her that everything's going to be okay, while Emery incoherently mumbles in a feeble attempt at protest. And as if trying to protect you from what you're about to see, your vision focuses on her face as she is lying on her back, looking towards her left. You see her arms being raised as her top comes off. She smiles, whether it's from the alcohol or whatever. And then her head, or her whole body, moves down slightly. The moment this occurs, the smile disappears completely and is replaced with an almost sobering look of shock and horror, as her body and her face basically starts moving up and down, almost rhythmically. Her look is replaced with a dead, stoic expression, as you can see that she realizes what is happening to her. One final upwards movement of her body, and a tear rolls down her face. You see the man's head moves into view as he bites into her neck. She smiles blissfully and passes out. A few minutes pass, and you see his wrist comes into view. Blood trickling from his wrist. And she grabs onto his wrist. As she is drinking from him, with his free hand, he brings forth a red-hot brand and burns it into her neck. The scene goes up in smoke, and you find yourselves in Scarlet Room once more. A silence hangs in the air, and you see Dylan looking attentively at all of you. Emery takes a deep breath, and she's like, "This is the second time I've shown someone this, and I thought I would have been prepared for it. Guess I was wrong." And she looks down. The smoke from the bowl is gone. There's no blood in the bowl. And she starts shaking a little bit, as you can hear slight sobs coming from her.
Who was it that did it, Emery?
His name was Jack.
Where is he now?
Leia took care of him. Because at that stage, I couldn't. If it wasn't for Granny's help, I would have never gotten around to meeting Leia. And I never could have gotten around to being on the path that I was set upon. She wipes the tears from her face. She recomposes herself. So, that's how it all started. With the help of Granny Laura, and Leia, I was sent on, and she thinks a little bit. Let's call it expedition. I don't like what I have become. Granny realized it. Leia realized it. And with their help, I'm gonna be free of this pretty soon.
Look, Emery, was it? None of us likes what we've become, but we've grown accustomed to it, I suppose you can say. But during the time that I've been alive, and I'm pretty sure I not only look the youngest, but am the youngest here, I've never, ever, not even in movies, seen how anybody goes back.
And she smiles at you. It's like, it's because there's little to almost no information on what I'm doing or how I'm approaching this. There was, and she looks at you, she's like, I believe there was 5 who apparently got this. 5 of, well, currently us, who apparently got to that point. But they are practically written off as myths or legends.
So how exactly is this being done?
Apparently, it varies from each, and it varies for each individual. In my case, I spent the better part of the last 8 years ridding the world from evil. Ridding evil from the world. And lately, for some odd reason, it's been manifesting a lot more in this here city. And the city kept on pulling me back. I was gone for a few days. I had to take care of a manifestation in a town about 2 hours away from here, 2 hours drive away from here. And I can feel that I'm pretty damn close to achieving, I believe the kindred word for it is Golconda.
Golconda.
So, chivalry among vampires killing what seems to be Skeletors will supposedly take you back to the living state.
In my case, yes.
How do you know it's going to
There-
work that way?
There's usually a couple of how it started off is for about a year after I got sired. I took revenge on any and everything that I could see. I would hang out in Mystic, and if shit starts going down there, I would take care of the offending human and or the offending kindred. Men and women. And then I remember the one night I was taking care of this particularly gross man, and I was making my way back to my, I believe we all call it our havens, and I walked past Granny's shop, and I went in. Something pulled me towards towards the shop, and I walked in. She gave me one look, and she told me, the first thing she said is, "You don't want to be what you are. I can help you." For about a month, month after that, I went on a sort of a vision quest, is what the mystics call it. And there my purpose became clear. And during this vision quest, I met up with Leia. And I believe Leia's been put on my path to show her that we are not the monsters she believes us to be. And since then, I'd be getting these visions of random places. The one place I remember clearly was I would just see a fountain with lots and lots of water that pours out of it. And immediately it would switch over to a desert. And eventually we figured out where this was, me and Leia. And would go there. She would drive. Well, we would go there at night. It's a 4-hour, 5-hour drive, luckily. Find a place to stay. And then, figured out what it was. And it's mainly manifestations of, some call it spirits, some call it demons. I'm basically helping out. I'm basically there to put balance where it should. I'm basically there to restore balance.
Spirit guide of the kindred world. Interesting.
Like I said, something pulled me back to Bloom. I got a vision. She looks at you, Olivia, takes your hand. I've got a vision of you with this giant claw tearing you in half. And I knew I had to come back.
So you knew I was in the city? You didn't think to look?
It works. I have to go where my gut feeling takes me. And we were supposed to meet tonight.
I
All of
need-
you.
I need air. I'm gonna go outside quick.
Okay, cool. As you stand up, all of you hear pages turning. You hear the turning of a page. Any questions? As she lets go of your hand, and you stand up to walk. Get to the door. Dylan runs around to the front, unlocks it. See Delphine standing outside having a smoke. She looks at all of you. For the rest of you, she looks at you, Sean. Any questions? Anything at all? Now's your chance to ask it.
Yeah. What are you smoking and where can I get some?
I don't smoke. Ah, you think I'm crazy? Understandable.
Yes, and trust me, this is coming from a lunatic, so...
Understandable. Let me. She looks at you. She's still alive. She sits back. And she looks over at John. Any questions at all?
This just can't be.
John is muted.
Walk off as well.
Not that I want answers to right now.
Okay.
I have a question.
He almost died. That's what she says to you. He almost died. Yes, Theodora.
Do you know anything about this herc drug that has been going around?
That's why I'm here.
All right, so I'm curious to find out what you know about it and what you've found.
I've been, let's say, guided here because of that. And I'm here to help. And I feel like this is the final... Chuckles a bit. Very translucent, but yet bloody. Tear goes across her face. I guess this is the final piece of the puzzle. And she smiles. This might be my final thing. And then I'll return to what I was.
So once you go back to being a mortal, what would that accomplish? What would you do with that?
I can continue on with my life and reach the ripe old age of whatever. Have kids, have grandkids. What life's all about. Look at the sun rising over a very fine statue that's been crafted by a very fine artist. See the sun set over the same statue, or even the city. Experience the laughter of children. Experiencing the embrace of a loved one.
Or get hit by a bus crossing the street, and none of that happens anyway because nothing's guaranteed.
That's a very cynical way of looking at things, but yeah, that could also happen. But at least I know I'll be alive for however long is deemed for me on this wonderful, wonderful world. One thing I'm looking forward to the most is the smell of roses again in the spring, on a spring day. Yes, Theodora?
Suppose, to each their own.
Olivia? You get outside. As you walk outside, Delphine tenses up a little bit. She looks at you. What's your expression on your face? Oh, are you gonna speak to
Yeah.
her?
Oh, well, yeah, but I'm kind of just like thinking about everything, you know,
Mhm.
kind of just overwhelmed by everything. Well, how's your evening going?
It was interesting in the beginning, and I believe currently it's better than yours. Want to talk about it?
15 years. I thought she was dead. She is. She's not my sister. I don't know who she is anymore. And I kind of just sit down on the ground and just.
She sits down beside you, puts her arm around you. And she says, a lot can happen in 15 years. It's perhaps the fact that you clinged to a memory, and when you got confronted by reality, it's usually an issue. It's like relationships. Or it's like relationships. I remember the first person I fell in love with when we broke up. 3 years later, when I saw him again, that memory was broken. It was rose-tinted. I was looking at that memory through rose-tinted glasses. And perhaps she takes out another cigarette, she lights it. Perhaps this is what's happening to you. Perhaps this is showing you that you're still clinging to mortal things, mortal memories. Perhaps this is showing a bit of your humanity. And as she says humanity, she moves in to hug you. Do you allow her?
I kind of just sit and just let her do it.
Yeah, she
Kinda
she like sort of like awkwardly hugs you and just tries to like, you know, keep it there for a few moments. And she lets go, and she's like, you're lucky. Not a lot of us gets to see our families anymore. And why? I know you need a breather, but there's 15 years. Can't make up for it in the next 2 weeks. You can't make up for it in the next year. Why not spend, once you're ready, as much time as possible with her?
And hear her talk about something I don't agree with. I know this isn't the life she wanted. I remember growing up as kids knowing this was our future and her sitting there just begging to leave. But what she doesn't even know if she can survive this. What happens if her going back to what she was? She's dead. What if she does this and she's dead? No life, no anything she wanted. This is her only chance to be somewhat alive, and she's squandering it on a myth. Maybe it's a myth because everyone who tried it died. Maybe it's a myth because some freaking high-ass kid decided to make another Twilight novel about it.
As you're talking about this, your memory goes back to that one night where she tried to escape.
She'll do anything to get out of this. Yeah, I thought she learned her lesson that there's just no escaping the future and the path that was set for us as kids, but she just doesn't care about anything but herself.
Maybe we are in charge of our own destinies. We get set on a path and we can still take a different path on our way there.
you still end up in the point that is predicted for you.
We say where she is at the moment wasn't predicted for then.
God, I could use a drink if it just didn't send me through pain and suffering.
That's the curse.
You know, I never actually had a taste of alcohol. I always wondered what it was like. I always used to read books about how alcohol used to soothe pain and memory for humans. I wondered, is it true? Would I ever have anything equivalent to a suppressor? Or would I have to just live with every broken memory in my mind?
That is, unfortunately, the curse.
Well, thanks for everything. I guess I need to go inside and face reality, right? That my sister is a crazy foon who's trying to find a way to get back to a life that she never had. Okay.
Well, you get up, and as you walk back through the door, 5 minutes, it's about 5 to 10 minutes for the rest of you that passes, and Olivia walks through the door of Scarlet Room, and she pauses for just like a moment. Olivia, yet a memory returns to you. And you see yourself walking down the street. And you pick up a stone and you throw it towards an open clearing, a park-like area. And as you do that, the camera behind you moves behind a tree. And you feel sadness. And then you continue on moving forward into Scarlet Room.
What I miss?
I'm just on my way out.
Are you okay, Olivia?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
I walk past and put my shoulder on her hand and leave.
Put
Your hand on her
hand.
shoulder.
Dyslexia. Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, the problem is, the one thing you're forgetting in this romanticized view you have right now is what you are trying to return to is a state of being able to be victimized. Because that's what being a person is. You are the weakest link on the chain of survival. You're not going to go back to a world where you can have children and everything's roses and sunshine is wonderful. You're going to go back to a world where you can feel physical pain, where you will feel physical aging, where, just like before, you're going to be prey again. The difference is, last time you were ignorant of the threat, this time you'll know it. Monsters we are, lest monsters we become. The most monstrous thing you can do is prey on yourself, and that's what you're trying to do.
And I go into this willingly.
You go into this foolishly. Fools are never willing participants in their own demise.
But yet, there's a certain kind of beauty in it. Sort of, I see it as an innocence. You hear this conversation, Olivia, as you walk in. sort of an innocence.
Oh, there's a beauty and an innocence in walking out that door right now and standing there till sunrise. It's still fucking dumb. But from a certain perspective, it's beautiful. And from a certain perspective, it's innocent. And you can go do it. But that doesn't change the fact that it's fucking dumb. You're going to return to the body of a prey, but you're still going to have the mind of a predator. You're not going to forget what you've done. You're not going to forget what happened. You can never go back. You'll just be in a shell that's weaker, but you'll still be you. You don't get to escape what you've done.
Did someone say something?
And what about your sister?
They don't. Emery, do you know this is gonna work? Do you know that you're actually gonna return to a life and not just a dead body?
I am sure of this.
John is right. When you go back, your humanity will kick in tenfold. You will remember every pain and suffering you had caused people. It will hit you and you will not be able to live with it. Are you willing to try?
So you are able to live with everything that you've done?
Everything I've done has been to survive. I've never taken a life unknowingly. I've kept to everything Helena had taught me. I guess that was just one of us.
You know I never wanted any of that.
You made that pretty clear, but I never thought that this would be. What do you need me to do? I will help you get to whatever you're trying to get to. I will not like it, I will not support it, but I'll do it.
She looks at you. That's what families are for. And she hugs you. She comes in to hug you. You hear a slight heartbeat. Feel a slight heartbeat and wetness on your shoulder. You feel a heartbeat, and then separately from that, you feel wetness. A little bit of wetness on your shoulder.
So, let's say for a second, you're able to pull off this miracle.
Let me just stop crying, yeah? Yeah.
Explain to me exactly how every single kindred isn't going to hear about this through word of mouth, and every single kindred isn't going to target you to try to pull you back. Either A, to piss you off, or B, because they're offended by your current existence. You're going to have a life where every second for the rest of your human existence, which is going to pass real quick, you're going to be hunted. None of those things you want are going to happen.
She looks at you.
Because if there's one thing the kindred are, is we're petty, and one of us will get you.
She looks at you, wipes the tears off her face, and she says, but isn't this what you're doing? Calling the kettle black? That's the saying, right? Yeah, that is the saying, right? I'm just making sure.
Saying.
Okay, cool.
What I'm saying is that I'm a predator that realizes I'm hunted by other predators. And for a predator to weaken their form and get 3 times as many people coming after them in the process is not life. It's not survival. It's slow suicide. You're just choosing to die because you can't face living. You're not going back to a life, you're going back to a death.
But I'm making that choice. If I live for 2 minutes, if I live for 20 years, I'm making that choice. I want to be human. I want to break, and she looks over at you, Olivia, or she looks at you. I want to break the cycle that's been forced unto us.
You won't.
And the cycle will be broken with me. That's my belief. And she looks over at you, Olivia. Like, you gotta remember this. I've never stopped caring or never stopped thinking about you. You were never out of my mind. First time I heard you were in Bloemfontein, I tried to find you. And I did a couple of times. But the time wasn't right. I love you. You know that, right?
Yeah, I love you too, Emery. And I know what was given to us was not fair. Well, taken from us. And I know we didn't have much choice in the matter. And you never wanted it. So we'll help you. Well, I'll help you. Just know that you might lose me from it. Because I cannot sit there and watch you die. Not again.
She takes a deep breath. She reaches out to your face, puts her hand against your face and says, everything will be all right. Trust me. And she moves her head closer and like bumps your forehead, boop your forehead with her forehead. Like, trust me. And she keeps on saying, trust me. Trust me. They pull away from this embrace. And the scene pauses there. We're switching quickly to Mr. Sean McLaughlin. You're outside.
It's not real. Bullshit. No, it's not real. Thought I saw her. Nearly caused the death of everyone. It's not happening. No.
Delphine looks at you. You're talking to yourself. She takes a couple of steps back, continues on smoking. What do you do?
Like pace up and down.
Like in front of the bar.
Yeah, just pacing up and down. Holding onto the locket, opening it, closing it. Do that a couple of times. Oh, hey Delphine. Mind if I bum one?
She hands you her packet.
Thanks.
You know it doesn't do anything for you. It's just that feeling. It's just that habit that you have, yeah. So, apparently everybody's having mid-and-death crises tonight.
Clever.
Some worse than others, and she looks towards the bar. What's your issue?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
Wow. Aren't you human?
Yeah, indeed I am.
Wow. One of the scariest yet kindest humans we've ever met.
When I need to be.
True. You did kind of pull a gun on me before, which kind of scared the shit out of me for a second.
When I need to be. Theodora, if you've got questions, start making them up, and then because Emery is literally willing to talk to you all about everything. But yeah, continue on, Sean. She's like, yeah, I'm human. I'm kind when I need to be.
And yet, you hang out with us. Why?
Because Zakar.
Are you two like...
I love him.
Wow.
I thought that was apparent.
I had a little bit of a suspicion, but... I don't know. Just never thought of it. Humans and vampires. You do realize he'll outlive you, right?
Yeah.
Ever having kids?
For now, I love him. And he's experiencing whatever the closest he can get to whatever love is for me.
Never thought anyone would say that about Zakar of all people. Don't pull a gun on me, it was a genuine compliment.
Zakar is strange. Once you break through his shell, which I believe only 2 people have done, get to see who he really is.
Strange is quite an understatement there, but I'll take your word for it. Maybe you can put in a good word with him for me. I'm trying to get something out of him for a while, and he's just very tight-lipped about it.
What should I talk to him about?
I take out my locket and I open it and I show it to her.
Now, here's the quick thing. Have we gotten to a name for your mother yet?
I guess we can just call her Ilana.
I always just called her Ma.
We can call her my actual mother's name.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
No. Are you sure about that?
It gets tough.
Okay, let's just put a twist on it. Elaine.
Elaine.
Yeah.
That works.
And she looks at the locket. She's like, you should have just said you're looking for her. We know she's around here. She disappeared about 2 months ago.
You mean she's here in Bloom?
If I remember correctly, she and Zakar used to work together. He knows her. He was just being cryptic because he's Zakar and he likes having fun with people sometimes. Well, he likes having fun with everybody, and she smiles.
Yeah. And that might lead to your... Never mind. Let me just not say it.
I'll bring up this the topic with him. I'll talk to him about Elaine. Write that down quickly. Elaine. And something happens as she says, I'll bring up Elaine with him. But before that happens, we're going to switch quickly back again to Scarlet Room. You all inside a Scarlet Room hear another page turn. Emery looks at you, Theodora, and she says, you're a great artist. You don't need to go about your art like you usually do.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
The way you do your art will find a way to bite you in the back.
I can assure you, there is always a reason, and a good reason, why the art is done the way.
Of course. Of course. But But don't be surprised if, as they say, shit hits the fan surrounding your art. I'm not saying I'm gonna do anything. But these things,
is that a bit of a threat?
These things have a way to come back to us. And as she says that, she looks over at Olivia. And sadness flashes across her face again. Or is it love? It's hard to tell right about now. And as she says, got a way to come back to us. Sean, roll me a wits and awareness, please.
Look.
You hear a familiar sound. The sound that you heard about 2 weeks ago. Hear dogs snarling, yelping, howling. Sound is coming towards you, towards Scarlet Root.
Oh shit. Oh god. Delphine, we need to get inside now. Now.
She
now.
looks at you and she runs. As she says, as Emery says, it's got a way to come back to us. Sean McLaughlin bursts through the door, Delphine following suit, and Sean says,
We got a tiny, tiny, big fucking problem on our hands.
Oh, what now?
Just take a listen. And I slam the door. Can you come lock, please?
Dylan runs over and locks the door. What the fuck? Everybody roll me wits and awareness, please. Except for Sean.
An awareness?
Wits and awareness, yes. Awareness, wits.
Damn, my rolls are awful today. Must be all emotions. Too emotional to
Yahtzee.
take notice.
Cool. So that's 4, 2, and 4. John?
Yay, club 4 successes.
Yes. John and Theodora. Before you hear them, you smell wet dog.
Oh,
Yay!
there's that wet dog smell again.
Olivia, just before you hear yelping and barking, memory comes back of something going, "Get them, my minions." And then you smell wet dog.
And I grab Emery and pull her behind me.
She stands behind you. She willingly goes behind you. And right there is where we're going to take our first break.
Bum, bum, bum.
Right there is where we're going to take our first break. And we're actually on time with our break. Can you believe it?
That there is what we call a cliffhanger.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go take a quick break. Go to the loo and whatnot and all of that. Those beautiful, beautiful things. And, yeah, we'll be back about... Let's give it about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Sounds good?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. And we'll see you soon, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. And we are back. Welcome back, everybody. Yeah. Things have taken a turn. Previously on City of Thorns, people cried, emotions were had, and dogs started barking. And we are in danger. The door is locked. You all know what's coming. What do you do?
Everybody, upstairs. Easier to defend, there's only 2 ways up. We can't get surrounded.
Barkeep, you got
Alright.
any silver on you?
Isn't that for werewolves?
Oh, might work.
Like
Might
in
not.
myth? Can they not just climb out the walls into the windows?
Yeah.
Do you not have like a basement or something? Isn't that safer?
I don't want to be cornered in a basement.
Okay, well, let's go upstairs then.
As you're saying this, Dylan is like, aha! There is no upstairs. But, follow me. And he runs.
We have 3 times walked upstairs to go to the bathrooms in this building.
That's Mystic.
That's Mystic.
Mystic. We're not in Mystic.
You're right.
Mystic,
bad.
Mystic,
All are
Mystic's.
the same.
Mystic,
You narrow-minded
Mystic.
person.
Mystic had stairs leading up into Mystic. And maybe a step or 2 somewhere there. This bar basically also had stairs leading up into it. Once I'm there and I do an RL stream, you're going to see exactly how it looks. And he goes towards the kitchen. Funnily enough, you don't smell cooked food or anything here. It's very sterile. And he pulls on a chain, and the ladder falls down. There's a hatch up there. Goes up, and he opens it. He climbs down the stair, the ladders. The ladder. And he's like, well, after you.
Alright, everybody, in. Now.
Okay, fine.
You all make your way up. And the latch closes behind you. It doesn't lock, it just closes. You'll be able to get down from here again. And you see a large part of Bloemfontein. There's a section to the north that just goes black. You're on the edge of town. So, yeah, you're on the edge of town. There's a section that you see goes black. And basically around you is all lighted up by Bloemfontein. You sort of see like a semi... You see like whatever you can see, like the whole... Oh, there's a lot of lights. You know, cityscape, basically.
Mhm.
And stay there long enough, and you hear the noises are coming from the northern part, where the black area is. That's where you start hearing a bunch of dogs, also random dogs starting to bark and yelp. Amongst it's a cacophony of dogs barking and yelping. Seemingly hundreds of dogs. That's what you hear. Emery is there with you. And after, let's just quickly see if this is going to work. You hear grunting. A female grunting. Just from the front of the building. A couple of minutes pass. She tries again. See a hand. Kid reaches for the roof, and Delphine pulls herself up, crawls up.
thought she ran in with us, with
Yeah,
Sean.
she ran in with Sean.
She ran in with Sean and she had to go get some extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you idiot.
Yeah. Emery is standing there. What do you guys say to each other? What do you guys do? You gotta be prepared. You know which direction they're coming from. They're basically coming from the northern part, which is basically you got out of the latch and then you turned right. I just had to make sure this is my right hand. You turned right and that's where the noise is coming from. You're looking towards the northern part of the building.
Okay, well, I turn to Emery and I pull out one of my sandbox. Do you remember how to use this?
And she's like, yeah.
Here.
Oh,
I give her one.
she
And I
takes
give
it.
one to Theo. I give one to
Mhm.
Theo. Here we go.
Thank you.
How big are the windows on this floor? Or are there even windows on this
No,
floor?
you're on the ceiling. You're on the
Oh,
roof.
on the ceiling.
You're on the roof. Sorry, on the roof. Yeah,
Okay, makes sense.
you're on the roof.
Okay, John.
It's about the roof is about 8 or 9 meters from the ground.
Can't still make that.
Mm. You know, if she was a vampire, she could have jumped, but.
She can-
I'm gonna go to Delphine, help her out.
Thank
John,
you.
Stay near the latch. Everybody else, it's just. Oh god, this is bad. Okay, everybody get ready. John, time to go Super Saiyan.
Are there any like antennas or radials or anything on?
Oh, you're looking for makeshift weapons? Yes, there are.
Okay.
There's the aircon units, the external part of an aircon unit. There's a couple of antennas.
Is there a DSTV dish? Can use it as a shield.
There is a DSTV dish, actually. There is. And Delphine looks at you. Yeah.
I'm gonna rip the the security grate off of the front of one of the aircon units and just bend it and wrap it around my fist a couple times so that I've got a steel wedge.
It is easily
In front of the
bendable,
knuckles.
right? It is easily bendable.
It is when you have a potence of 2.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just confirm that that's happening. Okay. Cool. So you're gonna basically have one armored glove type of thing.
Yeah, basically
Going
I'm
for
making
ya.
instead of steel knuckles.
Okay. Are you doing it for both hands?
Nope.
Not just one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Real hard to work the other one once you have your.
Yeah. Obviously, like. Ah, shit. Well, luckily this is my strong hand. This is my strong hand. Delphine looks at you. She looks at at Sean McLaughlin. She takes out a Glock and hands it to you.
Hello,
Yeah.
baby.
She looks at Olivia and Theodora, and now I need info from you. Are any of you reasonably proficient in ranged combat?
I have
I'm
zero in
talking-
firearms.
I'm talking dexterity and firearms, anything along those lines.
I've got nada in firearms.
Mhm.
I have 3 dexterity
Also
and
two
0
dex-
firearms.
4 dexterity.
So we're the same.
0 firearms.
See, I just rely on me
Mm.
on this.
Any of you got melee? Any one of you two?
Nope. My talking powers are not gonna get me out of this one.
Melee. I have no melee.
Melee. Okay.
Melee. I have 3 in streetwise.
Who?
I
Okay,
am
which
two in streetwise.
which one of yours dexterity is higher?
I think it's the
Maybe
same.
both at three.
It's the same.
Twinsies.
Twinning.
Ironic.
She hands you. We're gonna give it a flip of the coin. She hands Theodora another Glock.
Ooh.
I think it's got like what, 12?
16.
16 rounds in it. 16 rounds in it. Got 16 rounds. She hands her that. She looks at you, Olivia.
Shotgun, rifle, show off.
Okay, she's only got that much space on her body. And she looks at Emery. And she tells both of you stick together. Like, she tells you stick together. And you should be fine. She's seen Emery do some shit today, so she believes one of you will, or both of you will be fine as long as you two stick together.
Alright, this is
And
oh my God,
from-
satellite.
you grab you grab the satellite. Okay, cool. And she takes out a punga.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
And she looks around. She's like, well, I guess it makes sense that we stand close as possible to the edges where they're coming from, so that we can just knock them the fuck off of the building.
Yeah, just
Because-
make sure you've got ample footing and somebody behind you to grab you.
Can humans drink? Like, if I gave Delphine one of my King of the Insect, will it work for her?
I don't think so, no.
I was just wondering. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll drink my King of the Insect then, because you never know. Being on a roof might be important to have it.
Yeah, just to let everybody in chat know, Delphine is not a vampire. Otherwise, she would have been able to get up the roof quite easier.
Then
She's
what she
still a
did.
pretty badass human, though.
She is pretty badass,
Everybody
yeah.
else is a vampire.
And climbing isn't her strong suit, so.
So yeah, I take, drank my insect-filled blood.
Mhm.
Take King of Insect.
Thing of insect. Anybody else preparing anything else? There's still a couple of antennas left. There's at least one. No, there's one more unfucked aircon unit.
Well, I got my gun and I got this sticky thing.
Just
that,
makes, Theo, turn the safety off. Because it...
Locks don't
Right.
have safety.
not,
Shh.
oh.
We're reading the storyline.
5 minutes pass. You all taking your positions? 10 minutes pass. And now I'm quickly going to gulp this down.
Don't burn your throat.
It's okay!
Look at that fit.
It's okay! Smooth! Yeah! And you hear the sounds come ever closer. Somewhere, some of the sounds have died down, and new sounds erupt. New bunch of dogs barking. You guys realize it's as they're walking or coming towards you. It freaks out the animals.
Mm.
And now I'm gonna do another wits and awareness roll from each and every one of you.
Okay, please work. Come on.
Yay, finally, something.
Jesus, first decent roll of the night.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
One, two,
Joe!
three,
Oh my
four.
god!
The 4 club tonight looks like it. To the side of you, you hear another page turn. And you look over, and there's the figure. And he looks at all of you, puts his book down next to him, opens up his robe, takes out 1 hourglass,
Oh goodness.
looks at it, taps it a little bit, and he looks at you. John, I'm gonna send you a private message.
I'm
Uh,
sure it's not dangerous or anything.
mm,
You can do it through Twitch or whatever's easiest for you. I've got everything open.
okay, cool. I'm gonna send it to you, and then I'm just gonna type a bunch of crap in chat so that you guys don't see it on Twitch. I've got 50 seconds. There we go. Just had to roll quickly. And he puts the hourglass back. He picks up his book. And he reads. Continues on reading.
You are the worst fucking thing to have here at the moment. You're not gonna help. Just fuck off.
He looks at you. And he says, and you all hear this. There's no justice in the world. And in the end, there's just us. And he continues on reading.
Dude. And I look at
I
John.
swear I heard that from a book or movie.
That's such lame poetry.
Right?
Couple minutes pass. And you start. Everything turns eerily quiet. And as you're looking out towards where the sounds were coming from, you start noticing 5 hunching figures, sort of crawling on their 4 legs, carefully approach this area. Out of the shadows, you see shadowy figures moving in.
No shots until these fuckers are close enough so that we can guarantee hits.
You hear someone saying, "She's here. The boot is here. You can find her. Come, my pretties. Come, my minions. She's near. I can taste her. I can taste her."
Guys, it's after me.
It's after you. What?
Stand back.
And I
Step
turned to
behind us.
Emery. Okay, I will find you, okay? And I gave her like 2 more thin buns. And I run and jump off the roof and try head to the side, so hoping to draw them away a little bit more.
Olivia, what the fuck are you doing?
You hear her scream, "No!" as you jump off, and you hear Sean. What do the rest of you do?
I'm
see-
pretty shocked that she's jumped off, and I'm getting my weapon ready to just start firing at these things once they come up.
I just think to myself, man, Olivia's going to feel foolish in about 60 seconds.
I hate that because you know what's happening.
Yeah, I do, and it's funny.
Just a quick thing. I want a D10 from each of you. I need to figure out how we're gonna sort out the battle order. So just a D10, and we'll start off. Okay, Olivia goes last.
What's the D10 again?
/R/D10, yeah. Oh,
Damn.
okay. Olivia
Wow.
goes last. Then it is Theodora. Then it is John. Then the highest is Sean. Cool. This is so freaking cool, keeping time. Now I'm doing DM things. Okay, so how this works is we start off with stating your intentions, what you're gonna do. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with the person acting last. So what this essentially means is you will say what you're gonna do, and then the person next that should be going just before you will know what you're doing, and they can react accordingly.
Okay.
So you're jumping, you just jumped off.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Which direction are you running? So this gives
So
the
they
other
kind of-
people chat. You know, you're running that direction, so when they start, they'll see that's what your intention is, and then they can react accordingly.
Yeah.
There's a giant parking lot in front of you, bigger than the bar, a massive parking lot. I'm talking at least 150 meters by 150 meters. The bar is literally in the middle of the park, like the parking lot, 150 meters, 150 meters, the bar. So you jumped off. There's a bunch of buildings on the side, though. Like the parking lot is surrounded by buildings. There's only one where they're coming from. That's the only escape, unless you run in between the buildings and find an escape there.
Okay, so if they came, which way are the buildings? So if they came from the north, are the buildings like a little bit to the side of that?
Yeah, a little bit to
Or-
the side.
okay.
Yeah.
So I go towards those buildings, and because I have the cling of the insect, I try to climb to the very top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And while I'm running, I'm gonna like start letting off clothes, like boots and like socks. You know, not my pants. I need my pants.
Okay,
in
so
hopes to like get the scent go.
okay, so what you guys see basically is she jumps off, runs up another building. And you're all looking at this, thinking to yourselves, we could have just run across the roofs to get to where she's at. But okay, cool. So she's running towards that direction. Next up, it is Theodora. What's your intentions?
Right, so as soon as these things burst the door, I want to start firing at the one that notices that she's not on the roof. Because they're looking for her,
Apparently, yes.
Well,
apparently.
they're gonna come up to us first because they. I'm not sure if they saw her jump off the roof, but they're probably just following a scent. So the chances are they're gonna come up to us first.
Okay, cool. So you're just gonna wait for them to come closer.
Yeah, and then I'll
Cool.
watch the cat.
John?
I'm waiting for the first one that tries to clamber over the side of the roof anywhere, and then I'm just going to practice my punting skills.
Okay, cool. And Sean?
I am going to tell Delphine to pop off shots to. Actually, rather not. I'm going to tell Delphine to follow me to the edge of the roof where they're going to possibly try and follow Olivia.
Okay, cool. So
And then just wait at that edge of the roof.
in order, Sean tells Delphine, listen, we're going to go to the edge of the roof, blah, blah, blah. And Delphine's like, fucking hell, I told her to stick with you. Emery, just fucking stay here. And Emery has got this serene look on her face. John, you go, you're looking at the things coming towards you, the dogs, for lack of a better word, coming towards you. And you prepare yourself roughly at the edge where you believe they're going to come. Do you kneel down to punch, or are you going to stand and punch and kick? John?
I'm just going to stand and kick.
And kick.
Because steel-toed boots work well.
Yeah. Theodora, you're readying yourself? Standing
I'm
to
ready.
roughly where you see he's aiming towards someone, you're going to toward, like, he's clearly thinking this one's going to come, one of these dogs are going to come towards him. And you're going to go, okay, cool, the next closest one, I'm going to stand there. I'm going to be,
Shoot him.
and you're going to wait. You're going to wait until he gets up and try and, like, put your gun against, technically, his head and shoot.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to go, no, you're not going to do that, no. Olivia, you run off, dropping bits of clothing, shoes,
Noise
Socks.
making, trying to get their attention. Yeah.
yeah. And I need to just make sure this works out perfectly. Okay. You've caught the attention of some of them. You clamber onto a roof. It is a Checkers roof, a Checkers store roof. And you turn around and you look. And one of the dogs broke off to follow you. And you ready yourself? The dogs arrive. First off, let's go in order. Sean, you're going to shoot at some of them.
I'm going to tell Delphine to pop the one that's going for Olivia because she's the most accurate. and I'll move to the corner of the roof where the
Delphine-
rest of them are coming from.
Delphine looks at you and is like, I got no guns, and she's got a panga on her. A machete. That's the machete. A machete. A machete.
On a sheet.
Machete.
Machete. She's got a machete on her. She's ready to chop.
Okay, go to that side of the roof. I'll see what
Okay.
I can do from here.
She moves over. Ooh. She's gonna start. Let's start off with her first. Ooh. This is gonna be interesting. Please don't die, Delphine.
Can you imagine that she comes to the next meeting and she's like, "You're dead, so you can't be here."
Okay, let me just do this again. First, you hear the scrambling against the roof or against the side of the wall. You hear claws attempting to climb up. The sound of claws on bricks. And first thing you hear is as you just saw Delphine swinging the machete downwards, and you hear the yelp, and a dull thud.
It's so much better when you were calling it a panga, because I knew what you meant, but also in the back of my head, I just kept imagining she was whacking it with a fish.
Now, Sean. Let's just start with you, Sean.
Yes.
Another pupper runs up to you. Doesn't look completely like a pupper though. It looks like a human transformed into a pupper, or a human who's given in to the beasts. Thin, underfed, long, elongated. Like everything's out of proportion. Elongated arms, front legs, and smaller back legs.
Yeah.
Smaller back legs, mainly they look more muscly. Longish snout, human eyes, weird. It just fucking looks weird. This thing runs up and tries to climb up. No! He gets up. He successfully, he runs. He saw his previous companion fall down. It's like, aha! He runs and he jumps, and in that motion, he gets up to you. What do you do?
Oh God. Okay, so while I'm swinging with the antenna, trying to stab the shit out of this thing with the sharp bits, as I'm doing that swinging motion, I'm jumping back and capping a couple of shit at it.
Ooh. Okay, first of all, I need you to roll me dexterity and athletics, please.
Christ.
To do one of the movements.
Athletics, dexterity. Okay, not too bad.
Okay. That's for the swing. Roll it again for the moving back.
And then athletics again. Don't fail on me.
And then you're gonna shoot. So I want you to do dexterity and firearms, please.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Okay. So what happens? You swing and you hit it across the snout. It's like mid-air, you just swang. It's like slow motion all around you, like. And you step back. And on your second step, you lose your footing. And you fall, and as you fall on your back, the gun goes off. Does it hit him though? Let's see. It hits him. He yelps, and he's gone from your vision. John. Okay, wait. I just need to do this. So it's.
Take your time. I'm here all day.
That one's at Olivia. Okay, so we're. Oh, cool. You guys are pretty damn good. There's still 3 left. One is wounded. Whoops, I said it out loud, right?
Yeah.
Whoops. Okay, cool. John,
Yep.
fucking same thing comes to you. It looks like they were made from the same species of dog or human or cattle. He runs up. He gets up and he just falls down. You were like, and he couldn't do
That
it.
takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, that takes all the fun out of it. You're gonna have to wait again. You were
Okay.
you hear Theodora, you're standing ready at the roof, right? You're waiting for your one to come up. Okay, so let me just do this. Is that John? Theodora. And the other one is John. Okay. Your doggy also comes up. Oof! He gets up. He scrambles up. Halfway between transformation, his hands are still the hands of a human hands.
Aha.
So he kind of claws and he brings himself up. And you take a shot. So, yeah, roll me. You want to take a shot or not?
I want to take a shot, and if he falls in front of me, I want to step on him with my slither heel.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Okay, cool. So you back off a little bit. You take the shot. Roll me dexterity. You don't have firearms. It's going to be difficult. You step back a bit, and in your amazement, you close your eyes and shoot. And you lightly graze his shoulder. So he fought like you graze him, and he starts sliding back with his one hand, and he paw/hand, and he brings his other hand around. A little bit of a blood splatting off of it, and he tries to hold on for dear life as he slides back. You've got 5 seconds to decide what you're going to do next. 5, 4.
Is he sliding back?
He's sliding back down the building. Yeah.
And fire again.
You're going to fire again. Remember, you've got now 14 bullets left. Do again dexterity. You only have dexterity. You can't. You point and shoot.
Yeah, I point and shoot.
Aye! Theo!
You point and shoot, and it's as if you bring the gun in front of you. You're like, bitch.
Check your ass.
And it's as if, like, in that swift movement, as if his head and the gun, like, just basically came in line, and you just fire. And you see his skull popping open at the back. And he loses all grip. And, you hear a dull thud. Olivia. Your pupper tries to scramble up. He runs. And he makes a leaping jump. And he judged the height of the roof perfectly. Because the next thing you see is this dog landing on the roof. And he is gonna take a swipe at you. He's actually gonna take a bite at you. Yeah. Ooh, what's your... I need to quickly find out your dexterity rating.
Dexterity is 3.
3. He bites and he misses.
Mm-hmm.
He goes... and he
Like
bites
angry for-
and he misses. Yeah. And he stands there and he snarls and drool coming out of his mouth. Everything. What do you do?
Can I try get around him, like flank him?
He's literally like he just landed and he tried to bite at you. If you're
Okay,
gonna
so
get
he's
around
lying on
him,
the floor.
Yeah, you see, if you're gonna get around him, you're gonna be on the ground floor.
Okay,
You're gonna be
can
on
I
the
try,
floor.
like, do those cool things where you run, like, jump and run over them?
Ooh, dexterity athletics if you want to do that.
Oh, God.
I want to try. Oh wait, it's athletics dexterity, right?
Yeah, athletics dexterity, yeah.
Come on, rolls, don't fail me now. What? How many can I do willpower?
You can do a willpower. Just remember I forgot to tell you all that. All of your willpower has been reset to its normal state at the beginning of the session.
So it's at 5, right?
Yeah, if your willpower is at 5, it's 5, yeah.
Gee, what is up with my rolls
So
today?
you've got 2 successes.
2 success.
2 successes. He's gonna, as you do this, something's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You lucky girl. You run around. You run towards him. He readies himself, and you would have been probably like a bit of your upper thigh short if he landed. You feel the wetness of his drool splashing against your leg, and warmth of his breath, his panting breath, touching, caressing your thigh. And you make the jump. Now I need you to roll me another athletics dex.
Dexterity.
Athletics stamina. That's landing.
Stamina.
It's stamina. Yeah, athletics. I would say just to cushion the fall. Oh,
God.
Now I get a good roll.
oh.
But it's a messy one.
It's a messy one. So you jump over him. And you're going through the air. He missed you. And you land. And you do a roll. And the moment you get up. Hey, sir. And you all see this, by the way. She lands. And as if she landed into the clutches of the beast. There's this giant werewolf gangrel looking motherfucker that she rolls into.
So there's another thing?
Yeah, it's the main guy.
This is
Fuck's
the boss.
sake.
This is the boss.
I haven't even finished the first level. I need the boss levels after.
You see her roll into what you know as Jay. And he was quite surprised. He was caught off guard. As you stand up, you hear bones cracking and claws forming. You see claws forming on him, on his fingers, like elongated claws. And all of you hear, "Ah, my tasty, my tasty pretty. Come, my minions, she's here. Let's feast." Now I need to do something.
Well, with 3 successes, you can do a lot.
I can do a lot, yeah. No, he's busy transforming. What do you guys do? I just needed those 3 successes. It's for later. Let's go back to Sean. Let's start off with Sean now. Yeah, let's start off with Sean.
Alright, so I look over to Delphine and I say, "Delphine, cover me," and I toss the gun more towards the inside of the roof so that it won't fall off.
Hmm.
And I leap off the roof as far as I can to avoid the little piece of shit underneath me, and I make a bolt towards Olivia with the antenna in both my hands.
Okay. John.
How far away is Gangrel?
Gangrel, you'll reach him within this round. Like, you'll reach him basically when it's his turn to act.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Run.
Hmm.
I know I can cover the distance airborne,
Hmm.
and I'm just going to come down, just flying Superman punch right into the back of his head, hopefully.
Okay, you're aiming specifically for his head. Okay.
Well, I'm aiming specifically for him.
For him. So you're going to just try and
Head
punch
is
him.
best, but
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Roll me...
Just aerial flying Superman punch.
Yeah, so the Potence rules. Oh crap, I haven't launched that thing yet. Can you believe it? I need to check it out again. I need to load it up. Let me just... Sorry guys, I forgot to freaking load up the...
You know what? I didn't do it either.
Rule
which is why
book.
I can't just tell you what it says.
Yeah. Potence. Because you're gonna use Potence for this, right?
Oh, fuck yeah. I want the extra guaranteed 2 points of damage. Yes, I'm using Potence for this.
Yeah. And don't click on that. Don't click on that, you dick. Okay, cool. And click away. There we go. You've got 2 points of Potence, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna do Soaring Leap into him. Okay, it's a passive thing, so it's cool. And then you're gonna go Lethal Body. And it's both free. It's both free. You're gonna do Lethal Body to tear into him.
Oh, yeah.
I need you to... Oh, wait. You're gonna... Oh, you want to activate your Potence rating to your damage. So you're gonna do Prowess. You need to roll me a Rouse check there, please.
Yay.
Okay, cool. You don't gain hunger. You successfully do that. So now you can add the 2 extra dice to your unarmed damage value.
And my unarmed, and it's also now. Oh nope, never mind. I was gonna say, also now aggravated damage, but he's not technically immortal, so no,
Yeah.
it's not.
No, it's not. It's gonna be just a thud. But you've got
That's
the
fine.
thing on your hand that you're gonna punch him with, so that could work. Roll me. Now this is the first time I'm doing combat, so I'm thinking, okay, so you're gonna do strength. Remember to add, just roll the 2 d10s after that, okay? It's strength and brawl.
And I'm gonna use a willpower reroll.
Okay, so you've got 2 successes.
So I've got 2, but 5 would be so much better than 2.
Doesn't he still have
3
to
is
roll the
still better
2
than 2?
d10?
Okay, you've got 3, and then you need to roll the 2 d10s.
D10s.
So you've got 4 successes in total.
Alright.
Okay. What does the beast do? You're in control of your beast. Or you could spend that one thing to control your beast the way in your favor. Or you can subside the beast with that one thing. You know what I told you? The thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna try to play the GM for a second here. I feel the beast coming up. I've got that one trick. So I just think to, that inner voice.
Mm-hmm.
You want violence? Fucking let's get violent. Help me.
You hear a reaffirming, yes. Yes. Olivia, this guy's busy transforming in front of you. And you just see out of the corner a dude. Man, Superman. Superman is fucking flying through the air. A big-ish, burly Superman.
Don't forget about the tiny speck flying next to him.
Yeah, Sean reaches you. And as he reaches you, you see this big... Man, it looks like he's doing a drop kick, but only in reverse. He's doing a drop punch. And John, you connect. And as you connect, it's as if something takes control of your arm. And while you're falling, you're obviously going to brace yourself, but while you're falling, it feels like your arm is dragging once or twice where it connected, doing extra damage.
I'll take it.
How much damage is the question?
This thing is damaged. There's a bit of bone coming out with the dragging. So that is... I'm not going to say the number out loud. That's 1, 2... Yeah. Okay.
Minis.
Minis. 1 too many. He snarls. Ooh, food that fights back. Theodora, what do you do?
I am going to see if there's any more little dogs around.
Mm-hmm.
I want to take care of the ads, so I want to try and get rid of them.
I love how you say ads.
Pop some more caps and some more asses.
Mm-hmm. Funnily enough, none of them are attempting to get onto the roof anymore.
Okay.
You see some of them starting to move towards where Olivia is. They're gonna run that way.
Oh yeah, I want to try to take her.
The closest one you're gonna get is slightly limping.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you to roll, because you don't have firearms. I'm gonna ask you to roll dexterity for me.
Hey,
I missed the limping dog.
get me.
You run past him. And you did, like, the last thing you did was so freaking amazing. Your mind, you're like, and you see him, and you just like, I can do this without looking. And you hear the bullet ricochet off of pavement.
Oh, so you got a bit cocky.
Yeah. And now I need to do this again. Cool. Olivia. You're up next.
So the gangrel's still holding on to me, right? And still.
No,
waiting.
he's busy transforming. You're
Okay.
pretty sure within a couple of seconds from now you'll be able to attack.
So I take my 2 sand bonds and I try jab it into his chest while he's transforming, so I can use Scorpion's touch on him.
Okay, roll strength and brawl, because you're gonna stab him.
Really? Really? What about my discipline?
What discipline is this?
Scorpion's touch. It's a blood.
Yeah, but you
Sorcery.
can't use that to attack him. It's
You
already
sure
on
though?
the-
You have
It's
to
all-
hit first.
It's already on the
Are
weapons.
you sure though?
It's already on the weapons, so you have to hit him. You have to physically hit him
It's all
now.
about hitting now.
Yeah.
I only have 1 strength.
You miss
Should I
him.
do willpower?
You can't. You've already got a success.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
did as good as you can.
You
One
can't. You
point.
can't. You can't make up extra dice with the willpower.
I'm sorry.
No, this is the best you can do.
Okay.
You miss him. You hear the beast go fuck.
Can I try bite him? Like embrace him and with biting my lip? Or will that be better? Since I'm right by him, because if I try stab and I miss, I would have fallen into him. Can I try bite knowing I missed?
It's dangerous, but it is possible.
It is dangerous.
But at this
Hmm.
point, like the only thing on my mind is like I've already lost my sister once because of something like this. I can't do it again.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck strength
You
and
need
brawl,
to hit him. You need to be able. We can do strength and melee to hit him, to see if you can hit him. But it's actually technically a brawl thing. But I'll give you melee.
Well, I got
So you're
0
gonna
in
roll.
that too.
Okay, let's just quickly see here what you can do.
Would it be streetwise? I'm being all gangster.
No.
No, I'm trying to give you a bit of leeway here because
Strength and athletics.
No, it's either brawl or melee, whichever one's the highest. So it's another one D10. It's another strength or brawl, strength or melee to try and hit him.
I'm still gonna get a 1 though. And that's not gonna be enough, right?
Nope. You know you're not going to hit him. Well,
Yeah,
if you, yeah,
okay.
you know you're not going to hit him. He's busy transforming, so you're going to go in for the bite, and you're going to either bite hard and skin, or
Miss.
just as the bones transform, the skin will move out of the way, and you'll bite miss. So you won't be able to.
Not worth it.
Yeah, not worth it.
Okay. Can I try push him off the ledge with me in hopes to like maybe impact him?
You're
so he,
on.
like,
You're on the
gets-
parking lot. There's no ledges. You're
Oh,
on
the
the
wheel and
parking
the
lot.
roof still.
Yeah. No. You jumped off the roof to get away from the dog.
Oh yeah,
Remember?
but I thought we
And
climbed
when
up
you-
to that other roof.
No. And when you rolled,
Ah.
you came up in front of
Oh,
him, and he's
okay.
like, "Oh,
Oh, so
dinner."
you called me all romantic.
Yeah.
Gladly.
Yeah.
How sweet.
And
Shit. What can I do? What can I do? Damn, why haven't I learned how to make people explode by their blood yet? That'd be so useful right now. That's all I got going for me, guys. The other thing is still up on the top roof, right?
Yep.
I can't clearly fight to save my fucking life.
Ironically,
Apparently.
it's exactly what you need to do right now.
I know, it
For
sucks,
exactly
right?
that reason.
What's your dexterity rating again? 3.
3. What if I do bite my hands, use corrosive vita, and like put it into his eyes?
You've already
Blind him.
attacked. You've already attacked once. So
I did. Never
yeah,
mind.
you've already
Okay, well,
attacked
I guess
once. You
that
were
I
trying to
failed. I'm
weigh
in his
out.
arms again.
Yeah,
I could not help it. I'm embraced by him again.
he's not embracing you. He's still busy transforming.
You're just like
Well,
fucking face
And-
to face with him right now.
Just when you stabbed him, you looked at him all shocked, and his face looks at you, and a quick dart of his eyes to seemingly just above you, and he bares his fangs, and you hear him laugh. And as you're standing there, you feel something land on your back, and teeth biting into your shoulder. The jaw biting into your shoulder. You take 1 aggravated damage as you shake him, as he shakes and you shake out of pain, and he takes out a chunk of your shoulder with him.
okay.
And you, as you shake him off, he goes, and he's doing his thing. All of a sudden, through the hustle and bustle of this battle sounds and combat sounds going on, you hear everything goes quiet. It's strange for all of you. It's like you're underwater somewhere. And a flash of golden light envelops you, all of you. You hear the turning of a page, and you hear something like a book snapping closed. Closed. And something pushes you away. Might have been the dog that dragged you a bit while you were shaking. You moved a bit back, Olivia. And in front of you, you're looking into your face. And she's all of a sudden dressed in white. And you know what's coming next. You've seen this once before. You hear, "This will do." And as if in slow motion, she see a giant claw resting on what you think is your shoulder. You look at yourself. The one with the claw on her shoulder looks at you. She says, "Remember, I will always love you." As the claw rips her body in twain. And it's a kind of serene look on her face as the claw pulls through. And she smiles. And as serene as it is, you hear, "What the fuck?" And something catches fire behind her. The last thing you see, Olivia, you specifically, is a pendant of some sort falling next to Emery's body. She was clutching onto it. Bright, shining gold pendant. She was clutching onto it. And all of you see the dark-robed figure look down at her body. And he takes his hand, as if he's holding someone else's hand, and he just starts walking off into the distance, away from you all. The silence is deafening. There's a locket on the ground next to your sister's body. John Andrews gets up, almost shakes off the bit of fire on his hand. Part of the thing came with him. And she looks beautiful. She looks human. Olivia. You all see this. What do you do?
Well, I go towards Emery, like just break down next to her body and like hug it, like embrace it and cry.
What happened to the two gangrels in front of it? Did the one just spontaneously combust?
There's ash. There's 2 piles of ash. 3 if you count the big one. Some of the ash from the big pile, from the gangrel that was, from the creature that was behind, that was in front of you, Olivia, gets blown from the wind onto your face. Your tears. Some of the ash is caught in tracks of your tears running down. Some of it is covering. You've never seen her. You've never seen yourself or her. You never imagined she could be this beautiful. Or yourself, because you're basically looking into a reflection of yourself. She's beautiful. And you want to say happy? Theodora.
I'm gonna make my way over to Olivia and just kneel down behind her and my hand on her back.
Don't touch me. I kind of like throw it away.
Olivia.
No, no.
Olivia, I'm sorry.
No. 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 And I just keep holding onto her tightly.
John,
Stay there so she's not alone.
John, Sean.
Stand up, half a step back, and wait.
Yeah. I stay relatively close to them, looking on, but also looking over my shoulder, see if there's anything else going on.
After what feels like an eternity, probably a couple of seconds or so, but the bartender comes rushing out. And he starts like, what the fuck? And Delphine steps in front of him, like, and they walk off. And she starts phoning. She takes out her phone, starts calling someone. The locket grabs your attention again, Olivia, that she was holding in her.
I reach out and grab it and look at it.
It's literally just a solid piece of polished gold. You thought it was a locket, but when you look at it, it's sort of like, currently you see it as maybe a teardrop, solid gold. But it's solid, polished, and in the shape of a drop of water on a golden necklace. You take it, and as you hold on to it, now, for those of you, you won't really know this. As you hold on to this, something that was about to come out. You fought him many times before. Recedes back. You feel a little bit calmer. Still sad, but in essence, what I'm trying to tell you, you haven't lost your blank because of this.
Okay.
Yeah, because of this. Yeah. Because of the locket. Or the medallion, or whatever you want to call it. You haven't lost it. You still have it. You feel a little bit at peace. And she's beautiful. She's not wearing white anymore. She's wearing her clothes that she was wearing tonight. The camera zooms out, and you see a big figure, a well-dressed figure, kid, and in the distance, like just to the side of them, you see a very white-haired lady speaking on a phone, and the final scene you see is Olivia holding on to Emery as a car pulls into the parking lot. And the car gets out. The camera fades. And that, dear friends, is the end of this episode of City of Thorns.
Yay, we made it.
Here's a couple of questions. Have they really sorted out the Herc problem? What is hunting John Andrews? Is she really alive, Sean McLaughlin? And what will happen to the statues? Tune in next time to find out on City of Thorns.
Dun, dun, dun.
Fuck.
Let me just tell you one thing. John Andrews, I did not expect you to do that.
You're welcome.
You knocked him for almost more than half of his hit points.
Mhm.
Fuck.
I was going to finish up the other half in round 2.
Yeah. So what's the one thing? Again, that same question. What's the one thing that stood out in this episode? Whether it be one thing that stood out in this episode for each of you.
Zephyr finally getting in with his feminine side and crying for my sister.
I'm very caught between two things.
Mm.
And that would be Zephyr as a whole tonight with his storytelling, which was on a fucking whole nother level, or Minnie May scene with Delphine. I'm caught between those two.
John?
See, I think the problem that Minnie May is having at this point is that she set the bar so high that it's harder for her to win these. So I think I'm going to go with Zaffa's storytelling.
I too am going with Zaffa's storytelling. I got quite what's the word?
Verklempt.
Yeah.
Captivated.
Wow. For me particularly was Luna's fucking critical hit there.
Oh, with the skull.
Luna and John's technical critical hits technically was the one that was the two scenes that like, whoa. And of course, you made me cry, bitch. I almost cried.
Oh, my sister.
I almost cried at the end, but when you were like, because for those of you who don't know, I've actually met Minnie May's actual sister in real life. And as the human mind goes, you need to put a face to someone, and then
That's
yeah.
what I was doing too.
Yeah,
Killed
I
her.
saw her and I'm
I
like,
was about to cry again.
I saw her, I saw that and I'm like, oh crap,
I
no,
was like,
no,
someone's killed my sister.
no. But yeah, wow. We're almost to the end of the season.
You could just end the season right now if you wanted to.
No, there's still answers that need to be answered. Well, questions that need to be answered.
Very
Also,
true.
answers that need to be answered. That is
The
cryptic
questions
as
that need to be
well.
answered.
Yeah, there's a
Give me
little bit
question.
further to go on that story.
Mm. Maybe this is the end of Olivia's chapter for now.
I was gonna ask Emery such an important question, but I never had the right time to do it. I was so annoyed I didn't ask. I'm just gonna have to find another way to find out.
Well, there are answers. There are definitely going to be answers to be had from a couple of people.
The book.
Yeah, wow, that was quite a ride. I want to say thank you everybody for joining. You, the viewers, you are amazing. For the follows that we had tonight, that was amazing. And let's go, everybody punt themselves. The woman start off next. Let's start off with, roll me a d10, the two of you.
Oh
To
my
see who
God.
starts off first. Let the dice decide. Olivia
Oh,
starts
now
off
I
first.
get a good fucking roll. Fuck this.
Olivia
Now it
starts
comes
first.
out. Hey guys, my name is Minnie May. I am a Twitch streamer, but I'm gonna be taking a month off just because it's a little crazy. But I'll be back on the 26th with Everest Project 99 playthrough, along with Call of Duty Modern Warfare grind.
And Luna Sanguine.
Hi guys, I'm Lynn Sanguine. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. I am currently a little bit obsessed with Elder Scrolls Online. And yeah, we'll be playing a little bit more of that. A little bit. I am looking into going into more horror games during October for the whole Halloween theme. So we'll be playing some horrors at some point. I love me a good horror.
And then Cobra Kai.
Everybody,
Sean
my
McLaughlin.
name is Cobra Kai. I would like to say that I'm a streamer, but unfortunately you mostly see me here. But hopefully by the start of November you will see me a lot more. I will definitely try to get some streams in during this time before my exams start. That won't take up too much of my time, but I'll still get to be with you guys and have a good time before I have to buckle down for a good month. And then yeah.
Second class elitist when you're not busy dying in real life. Punch
Hey
yourself.
everybody, assuming that I don't die. Number one, go over and check out the channel. We got some fun stuff coming for Halloween, including an entire week of playing games in costume and in character. I got some fun stuff planned for that. Right now, we're kind of doing some World of Tanks, although October 3rd, Paranoia comes out, which is a video game based on an RPG that's like 30 years old, and I have some specific TSR experience with, so we may be playing that and doing commentary about how close it is to the original source material. Other fun stuff coming, and if you would like to check out my writing, go to my Patreon page. The pilot episode of the Jackie Cannon series is available for free right from that link. You don't have to pay nothing, just go and read my words.
What is TSR?
Tactical Strategy Rules, i.e. the company that made Dungeons & Dragons and Gamma World and Paranoia.
Oh, okay, cool. That's why it sounded
Yeah.
familiar.
Yeah, they're kind of well known.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, you guys know where to find me. October is around the corner. Yeah, Scaretober is around the corner.
There we go.
I'm thinking of doing like 2 weeks worth of Scaretober games. Because I don't have... Games don't scare me as much as they should. Or I'm not getting the correct games that can scare me. I'm talking about crap like Amnesia and stuff like that. The moment you see the monster and you die to it, you're like, cool, that's what's hunting me. I'm not afraid anymore. Let's continue on, you know. The fear is gone. So I'm looking into... Actually, Layers of Fear is one of the games that I'm going to try and play.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to try and
Can I
play.
give you a $5 suggestion?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to preface this with, this is the only game that I've played on stream that has ever actually made me jump.
Yeah.
It's called Pacify, and it costs $5.
I think I saw it. I think it's technically a co-op game as well, right?
It is a co-op game,
can be,
yeah.
yes.
Pacify. I was looking into it, actually. I was looking into Pacify. Yeah.
It's a good play.
Cool. Okay, cool. So I've got Pacify, Layers of Fear. There's probably 1 or 2 games that Big Al can recommend me also that I can play. It's just... What?
Outlast.
Now, here's the
Outlast
thing.
is fucking scary.
Here's the thing with
Outlast
Outlast.
2.
Here's the thing with Outlast. Again, it boils down to, oh, I'm running around here. Cool, this guy killed me. Okay, I can die in multiple ways, or whatever. Multiple people can kill me multiple ways, but it's like the moment I see them, I'm like, cool. Let's just die, see what it looks like that's attacking me, and then I continue on to get through the rest of the level.
Give
I
it to a chance.
No, I didn't like to. I preferred the Whistleblower DLC.
Mm.
Yes, I
That
forgot
was
about the
really
Whistleblower
that was a lot
DLC.
better than the base game I found.
Yeah. No, I've tried it.
I would recommend.
I've tried Outlast. You can check on my Steam page. I have it. It just basically fell into the same category as the other games. It just doesn't grab me as much. Give me the feeling of anticipated fear, and I'm there. But the moment I take that fear away by either just forcefully running into the thing to kill me so that I know what's hunting me, and then once that fear's gone, I'm not afraid anymore. I don't have fun enjoying. I don't have fun waiting. Who is he gonna get me? I know what's gonna get me now. But like I do appreciate that suggestion. It's just not my type of game. Like, fucking hell, this is it. For me personally, Dead Space, constant anticipation of shit happening.
Dead Space.
I mean, I've played Dead Space 1 and 2 a total of 3 times. The last 2 of those 3 times I did it on stream. And one would think that I would be used to what's happening in the scare. No, they still get me every single time. But that's yeah.
Last time I played Dead Space was Dead Space 2 when I was about 13 years old. I have not touched the game since.
I could hear from South Africa. Cool. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I wonder if we should go and see if we can host someone. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Could you go into the Vampire directory, any one of you, and it should either be Roll for It or FTL Gaming should be one of them. I can't switch over because it's part of the overlay. Yeah.
Only other one in Vampire in VTM right now is your local doggo.
Yep.
And they just started.
Local doggo.
Yeah, your local doggo.
I will put it in the chat.
There we go.
Okay. They just started. Okay, cool. We're gonna go raid them. Your _local_ doggo. Did I click record? Yes, I did.
Would have been shit if you didn't record any of this.
But yeah, thank you everybody for watching, and we're gonna give them some love. Let's go show them some love. I think it looks like they're probably playing a variation of Vampire the Masquerade in the sense of either hunters or something. It looks like it. But yeah, let's do the awkward wave and send all your beautiful faces over to them. And now we just gotta go raid now, soon. Come on. Bye.